it's time to talk about some local stuff. Speaking of local, we have a special guest tonight.
And there's the transition. Hey.
Oh,
yeah, because I knew we were going to rant. I'm just going to let him rant. Just let him rant. Let him
yeah,
rant.
you had to I had to get that out.
I've been in a room with him. Yeah, I've been in a room with him. I know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. You feel my pain.
Listen, I've been there. I get it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. See? He's been there. Brayden, what is going on, my friend? Brayden Marshall, one half of like 6 tag championships.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's 4 right now.
Okay, it's 4 currently.
But, you know, this Sunday might be 5. So we've got Chase Emery and John Schuyler down at WrestleForce.
Okay.
Pollywogs, Columbia, South Carolina. We'll just plug that real quick. And so, you know, looking to make it 5. I'll tell you what, though, we did a photo shoot recently, and I had to bring all of the belts.
Nice.
And I had to have a whole second bag just for belts because it was just ridiculously heavy. Because I had my belts, I had Johnny's belts, I had 8 championship titles. We're talking probably 70, 75 pounds worth of title belts.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I mean, this is pretty cool, but I don't know that I want to add anymore. This is getting heavy. So, but yeah, Sunday, looking for our 5th there at WrestleForce. You know, and then we'll just keep them coming. We've got a title match, undisclosed date, but up at Squared Circle Championship. We just earned that this past weekend after we took on the Amish Country.
Okay,
that must have been a fun match between you and Amish Country.
You know, it really played into you guys both know me pretty well, and you know that I love old school, you know, Smoky Mountain, early 90s WCW. That's my bread and butter, right? And so we really played into that kind of old school, you know, getting the crowd super involved. I think we were probably out there for about 6 or 7 minutes, you know, getting a KFC chant going. And just kind of poking fun at those guys before we ever, before we ever touched, before we ever locked up, before we ever did anything. You know, Johnny went down, found a bucket, KFC bucket from under the ring, and you know, we had our indy, you know,
moment.
that whole deal.
Nice.
So yeah, man, a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun wrestling those guys, but you know, ultimately the fact remains that Johnny Ryder and myself are the premier tag team in the Mid-Atlantic. And that's just factual. We've got the hardware, the experience, and the resume to back it up.
True. I mean, you guys are some brawling boys, and I love it. Every time you guys always bring something to a match. You guys always have the crowd eating out of your hand. It's always a treat to watch you. And plus, you always got to figure out what shenanigans are these guys going to pull off in a match tonight.
Saturday they were in a triple threat. It was a tag team triple threat. That was nuts. I was there. We were in Matthews.
Dude, I jacked up my elbow.
Did you?
In that match, but that's okay. We did the triple threat tag match, which man, you know, I say we are the best tag team in the Mid-Atlantic, and I believe that. But I will say the Zenith, phenomenal. TDT and JR Miller are phenomenal. Benny's got their head right.
He does. He has a head for this business. You know,
those guys are excellent. And of course, Bad Magic. You know, Christopher Prince and I have had a love-hate relationship for almost 6 years now, I think. We've been tag partners. We've been bitter enemies. We've been, up and down the roads together. So anytime we get to step in the ring with one another, we know we're going to push each other to the limit, get the best out of each other. So being in the ring with the Zenith and with Bad Magic, I think, you know, is a match that makes magic.
Definitely.
Agreed.
And yet again, just like we did last night, shout out to TDT, recovering from back surgery. Prayers up, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Wishing him a speedy recovery so we can get back in the ring and I can punch him in the damn mouth again.
There you go.
That must have felt really satisfying.
Oh, man, it's the best. You know, listen, especially when you catch him off guard and you punch him in the mouth, and you say, "Tevin, try this."
Oh my God.
But the fun thing about Johnny and I tagging together whiskey business is we, when Johnny and I met, I think I was tagging with Christopher Prince, Chris Phoenix at the time. And shortly after that, Johnny started tagging with Aaron Jones. And we had both kind of talked about working together, and it just never kind of lined up. And then eventually, Prince kind of wanted to focus on single stuff. And of course, now he's been drawn back into tag, but focus on single stuff. And, Johnny and Aaron kind of had some different goals, and things just sort of lined up where we tagged together once. And it was kind of just spur of the moment. Shortly after Johnny Ryder, myself, and Cam Jackson were watching, we were watching the WWE pay-per-view where they did all the invasion stuff with WCW. I can't remember what pay-per-view that is, but whatever, 2001, 2002, whatever that was. Mm-hmm. And so we're watching that and throwing back a few cold ones.
As one should.
And kind of just floated the idea out there, and then we did it. And we both went to, we gotta do this full time. And I think both of us are busier now and making more money now together than we ever did individually in wrestling.
It was actually July 22nd, 2001. It was WWF Invasion.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what it was.
Yeah, the three of us just hanging out, watching Nick Patrick wrestle. I think Brian Hebner, I don't remember, but and just kind of all that stuff. And I don't even remember how we got on. I think we probably got on there. We were probably talking about Canyon and just how great Canyon was. And Cam Jackson's like a freaking encyclopedia of wrestling. I'll tell you, like, he would have known exactly when that was, what the pay-per-view was. I mean, he just, anytime you ask him anything, half the time he's got the date in his mind. Like, he just knows it. If it's wrestling, man, he's a freaking sponge. And it doesn't matter if it's WWE, Attitude Era, WWF, WCW, hell, I'll ask him sometimes about old NWA or AWA, and he's got it right off the top of his head. So he is, he's fantastic with that kind of stuff.
Dude, love. I've worked around Cam since the day I came in.
Yeah. I mean, Cam. I always say Cam Jackson and James Johnson. There would be no Brayden Marshall without those guys. Mm-hmm. When I was breaking into the business, those are the two guys I think, as far as like local, that really, really helped me. Obviously, aside from my original trainer Jimmy Two Times and Lodi and those guys, but Cam and James were super instrumental in helping me along and kind of helping me get it, if that makes sense, and sort of understanding, how to put a match together and all that stuff. So there would be no Brayden Marshall, there'd be no whiskey business without Cam Jackson. We are forever grateful for him. That's why he's the third member of the territory, Johnny, myself, and Cam. So, right.
I remember that. I remember when that was being talked about.
Yeah, it's it's something we want to get out and do more. It's just so tough to get 6-man tag matches booked on a consistent basis. You can ask James how it's going with the SEE. Yeah. It's tough. Obviously, promotions have a budget and we got to be respectful of that. And so sometimes it's hard to get, myself, Johnny, Cam, and 3 other guys, and you're going, cool, man, I'm going to spend a lot of money here for one match. So I get it. When we're able to do it, we do have a lot of fun. When we get to work together, it's incredible. And we just genuinely enjoy being in the ring together, being on shows together,
There's your match. SEE versus the territory.
Yeah. Except I can't wrestle Drew.
Why?
Drew and I got heat, man. He doesn't know how to season anything. He just started tanning. He just started tanning, and I have congratulated him on that many times. But Drew Hood and I have had this sort of social media rivalry for 3 years now, where we haven't wrestled, and so we keep joking that eventually we'll wrestle, and we've never wrestled. We wrestled one time in a tag match when I was super green. So we keep joking that we'll do it once. We'll wrestle each other, but somebody's gonna have to shell out some money for that.
I think we know a couple people.
Yeah, I think so. We could try to, we'll talk to some people to make that happen, because that'd be a great matchup.
I mean, to be fair, there's probably nobody that I'd like to slap more than Drew Hood.
I mean, I remember watching you and Johnny go up against James and Selena back then.
Yeah.
And y'all had the belts and everything. You remember this? Yep. We were outside in Salisbury.
One of my favorite matches, just because of kind of the way we put everything together, the storytelling, everything just kind of came together. I hate that there wasn't a bigger crowd, because I really think that match was done really, really well.
I had a great time on commentary because because Brino Royce was on commentary with me that day. And I was like, he's got her across his knee and he's getting a belt. This is professional. This is not BDSM. We cannot do this shit here.
Oh.
And some of the crowd looked at me because there was kids in the crowd. And Brino looked at me and his eyes were like that big. And I'm just like, fuck it. I already said it now. Who cares? We're alive.
Can't take it back now.
We're alive, buddy. I don't give a shit. We're live. I'm still, but I want to say we're live.
Well, I mean, that was actually be one of my questions here. Like, besides that one aforementioned, as of right now, you've had a lot of tag matches.
Sure.
Clearly. Is there one that stands out to you that's like, this is what whiskey business is all about? That just kind of like clicked with you?
I don't know if there's one match, but I will say, wrestling Hustle and Flow, Jordan Holt, Zay Vega, they have been for sure like our greatest rivals. The last 2 years, I've probably wrestled Jordan Holt more than I've wrestled anybody by tenfold. And Jordan and Zay both, but man, they're both so incredibly talented. I've been saying for 2 years that I believe Christopher Prince and Jordan Holt are absolutely the two top young up and coming guys. And I stand by that, and I don't falter from that. I think those guys are absolutely phenomenal. I think they both have a tremendous career ahead of them. I believe we will see both of them on TV at some point, as a regular. I think they're both incredible. And so anytime we get to work with Jordan and Zay, which, by the way, we will do again this Saturday night, ACCW, for the ACCW Tag Team Championships. We will, this is in Hickory, North Carolina, where Eric Young will be on the show, wrestling Rob Killjoy.
Oh, that's going to be a cool match.
Man, I don't...
I haven't been to Hickory in a minute, too. I need to go.
Yeah, Ron, I don't know if you can find a graphic real quick to throw up there, but WrestleQuest, ACCW, the card is absolutely incredible. The matches look phenomenal. The talent on that show is, ACCW is, I've been involved with them for about 2 years. They changed ownership about a year ago. ACCW is, without a doubt, in my mind, one of the top growing promotions in the Carolinas. And if you can make it out on Saturday to WrestleQuest, I think you'll see why. You'll agree. The product is phenomenal. The production is great. Every aspect of it. Nick Nitro, formerly of 1776, is running the show, and he just, you can, being in the room with him, you can sense the passion. You can tell how much he loves this business and loves Alexander County. It's phenomenal. So we wrestled Jordan Holt, Zay Vega. I don't want to go on a rambling here.
No. That was like a hype ramble. It was almost almost a promo there.
Yeah. So we wrestled those guys again Saturday night. Looking forward to it. And then Sunday we've got John Schuyler and Chase Emery, who of course go back with since breaking into business. So looking forward to that stuff. But yeah, to answer your question, I can't think of one particular match. I did really enjoy the. There you
There's
go.
your flyer for it.
There it is.
Yeah, Rob Killjoy versus Eric Young, James Johnson wrestling Bojack for the first time ever, Drew Hood and Cam Jackson for the heavyweight championship. These guys, formerly of the Three Brothers, best friends, brothers, now going to war over that title. Really, it's going to be something special.
Academia and Amanda Kiss.
Amanda Kiss.
Yeah.
Yep. And I believe that's a rematch from the previous show.
And also that day, there's a.
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Eric Young seminar.
Yeah, I'll be there.
So there's a bunch of seminars this weekend.
Yeah, man. It's I've always said you can't learn everything from one person. I've been very fortunate to learn from WCW's Lodi, and Lodi's been a phenomenal teacher, a phenomenal friend, a phenomenal mentor. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of Lodi and of the guys coming out of Lodi's camp. Recently you got Duke coming out, and Dante Khalifa.
Yeah, Duke Patterson, Dante Khalifa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean these kids are incredible, and so Lodi's phenomenal, and I think Lodi had a hand in training myself, Christopher Prince, Chase Emery as well, and but I always say you can't learn everything from one person, right? So I think it's important to kind of diversify, and so I try to take advantage of seminars as they come open, and ultimately that's I look at it and go, okay, is this somebody that I can learn from? Is this somebody who's been where I want to be? And I think, if you can take those lessons from those guys, as long as it's, at an affordable rate and it's done, in a good way. I'm a big proponent of seminars and trying to kind of learn from different people, because you take a little bit from each different person, and that's kind of how you develop your own style.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, the other reason you wanted to come on here tonight was another seminar.
Right. So speaking of seminars,
yeah. So check this out.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
man. So, so I'll give you a little background. Right? So this is something that I put together. I met Austin Aries through Control Your Narrative, where he worked obviously as a wrestler, but also as an agent backstage, helping to produce matches and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And being around him, I immediately was like, man, you can't be around this guy and not learn something. And I was nervous, the first time I met him, just because we've all read what's been written, right? And so we've heard the stories of how he's difficult, or he's hard to work with, or whatever the case is. And so I was a little nervous, and I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, the guy that I've known for the past 3 years is not the same guy that you read about in those dirt sheets.
Well, the dirt sheets are a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
Well,
I would rather be doing. I'll put it like this. I would rather be doing what we're doing with a little bit of curtain jerking here and there, a little bit of pulling the curtain back, than I would dirt sheet dipshits like.
Yeah, I mean the problem is
douchebag Dave Meltzer and all them.
Yeah. I mean, you get obviously there's a lot of talk about the Bound for Glory incident, right? 2018, and where he quote unquote no sold the finish. You hear Austin Aries talk about it, or Johnny Impact, Johnny Mundo, Johnny Elite, whatever he's going by now. Both of them are like, hey man, yeah, that was the plan, it's a work, but people are so upset that they got worked that they're upset, you know what I mean, that they're like,
they're looking for a reason. Yeah
it wasn't a work. Both the guys in the ring told you it was, but you don't now you think they're working you, and if you look at it, you go, okay, when you watch that match, and Aries takes finish, whatever, and 3 to 5 seconds he gets up, he walks out, he flips off Don Callis, he goes to the back, he yells at Scott D'Amore, and we know all this because the camera follows him.
Yeah, we see it.
Right? And if anybody's ever worked in TV or whatever, right, we all know that somebody in the truck will be like, get that fucking camera off of him.
Dude,
Right?
100%.
I mean, but they follow him in the back and they show him arguing with Scott D'Amore and flipping off Don Callis. And hey, man, don't you think about any title match ever, right? Cody just won, right? WrestleMania. Where's the camera? It's on Cody. The camera's not on Roman.
Right.
The camera followed Aries because they wanted you to see something, right? But, people get upset and they can't get worked. So, and look, I didn't know Austin Aries 10 years ago, and he might have been an asshole. I don't know. But the guy I've known for 3 years has been super, super supportive. The way I, hear him talk to other wrestlers and give advice to other wrestlers, the way I've seen him interact with promoters, with fans, with, you're like, man, this is a stand-up guy. This is a good freaking dude that maybe had an issue earlier in his career. I don't know. But the guy that I'm dealing with now is phenomenal. And, we did like I said, I got to work with him through Control Your Narrative, learned a lot from him there. We had him at ACCW back in September, I believe. He did a seminar, and everybody overwhelmingly, felt like they took some good stuff out of that. So we want to do it again this time, bringing him into the XWW studio, which closed set stuff, invitation only, essentially. But allowing some guys to come in, be very, very limited number that we're going to allow, because we really want to make sure that if you're paying your money to come in and learn from him, that you're going to get some of that one-on-one time. You're going to get some real criticism. I did a seminar one time that had 80 some odd people. And as much as I love the guys that ran the seminar, and I'm not going to name any names here, but as much as I love those guys, it was like, man, it's kind of a waste of money because, you would do something and get maybe a sentence of feedback and then sit around for an hour to do another thing and then get maybe a sentence of feedback because we're just trying to get through so many people. So we wanted to limit the number of people that are doing the seminar here with Aries and make sure that everyone's going to get their money's worth and make the most of that time.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because you get that intimate kind of feel. You get that a little bit more critique time, and it's just better. Like I've been to both types of seminars where it's like a huge crowd, a smaller crowd, and they both work. I feel like you somehow still get your money worth, but I agree with you with the smaller the seminar, the more intimate it could be and the more information.
Yeah,
you get more to sit down to talk to whoever's giving the seminar.
Yeah,
it gives more time and room for questions too.
Yeah, exactly. I recently did a seminar with Michael Elgin, right? Another guy that some stuff's been said about online, and I can tell you it's not true, but that's okay. You don't have to believe me. The texts are out there as proof. But I did a seminar with Elgin, and there's only a few of us, and so we got a lot of one-on-one time. I was like, man, where he could go ahead and go, okay, let's do this. Let's run this drill or whatever, and then go, hey, try it this way, do this differently, and then immediately do it again and go, hey, how did that feel? And you get that immediate feedback that you might not get if there were 40 guys there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a question.
Yeah.
With Michael Elgin, formerly of Impact Wrestling, correct?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, Impact, ROH, New Japan,
Pro Wrestling, yeah.
So that seminar was the first I had heard about Michael Elgin's name being mentioned in years since the suicide thing, where he disappeared. Remember, and people thought he was that whole thing. Yeah. I'm glad he didn't die.
Right. Yeah.
But I didn't know he was. I didn't know he was a fucking live.
Yeah.
So when I saw the seminar come up, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
So
there was a time, where I, truthfully, big fan of his work, and I was like, "Man, this is probably the best quote unquote big man in the world," and I just loved his work. And then, of course, during the whole speaking out stuff. Some allegations were made. He got released from Impact. He was able, went to court, proved innocence to a jury. But that doesn't matter to Twitter. So, since then kind of been sort of low key and taking some bookings here and there. But, it's not quite the same as it was, right?
Oh, I don't know if you do recover from something like that, or if it just takes time to recover from shit like that. I just don't know. But
Yeah, I mean,
seminars in general are an awesome thing. I've seen Dr. Tom's seminar twice now.
yeah, I've attended it.
Yeah, same.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I sat there the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a good bit of seminars. Dr. Tom, Les Thatcher, Aaron.
Great seminars.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
Aaron's
not taking bumps as a fucking ringer. I don't.
Yeah. I don't know that you need to. Although it might be good to know what it feels like.
True.
Especially if you're gonna do commentary. I think that's important. I think you do need to know what it feels like, at least to some extent, in order to do commentary, right? Because you have to be able to convey that to the audience.
Right, and that would make sense. That's a solid point. But
plus, you could also bring something more to the commentary. It's part of the storytelling. You can convey that emotion, convey that feeling, convey that pain.
Right.
I've been in wrestling holds. I've been body slammed and thrown around. I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like the day after. So it brings something else.
If you listen to like Rogan, for example, doing UFC commentary, right? He's I don't know if it's a black belt, brown belt, whatever it is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And when you listen to Rogan, he'll talk about kind of what that feels like, where the pressure is, and also what these guys might be doing to get out of it or to strengthen the hold or whatever. And I think that's part of what makes him so great at doing the MMA commentary, is that he has the knowledge to know what it feels like and convey that to the audience.
Exactly. Hey, speaking of tag teams, I may know a couple tag teams. Got the Peruvian Nightmare checking in.
What's up, man?
I don't know. That might be a challenge. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll bring that up. We'll bring that up later.
I like that.
We are. I recently said we're past the point of trying to wrestle the best. We're now inviting everyone else to wrestle the best by stepping in the ring with us.
I like that. I respect it.
You want to test yourself in tag team wrestling in the Carolinas? That list of the greats, starts and stops with Whiskey Business.
Can't hear you, Ron.
I'm trying to think. That's why.
Speechless in the presence of greatness. I get it.
Yeah. That's
a tall order. I mean, but
I understand.
Look, I've been working around Brayden 2 years now, probably.
Yeah, 2-3 years. Yeah, long time.
Been at least 2. And
were you involved with Titan at all when we were doing that in Lincoln? Okay, yeah.
No. Okay. Just Savage. When it was Savage. I wasn't there in Lincoln.
So probably 2 years.
But I think you and I knew each other from Cole, maybe before that.
I think we met through Cole. Yeah.
I
think I did. Actually did commentary for one of Cole's shows, and I think that's how we met.
I don't even remember how we met because we've done so many shows together. It may have been American Lucha.
Probably Lucha. Yeah, probably
American
Lucha.
I've been around you. And I've always said you were one of the tag teams to have on a show because you brought a different level and a different vibe. And I think one of my favorite ones with you guys in it. You remember when the ring was all cockeyed at the Harley dealership and y'all showed up on your bikes? That was great.
Yeah,
it was fun. The whole crowd loved it because we're at a Harley dealership and they ride in on their bikes.
Yeah, we called it Piglet Wild.
Yes, Piglet Wild. That's it.
And Johnny and I rode up on the bikes, and because that's the whole thing with Whiskey Business is truly like Johnny and I are just drinking, riding buddies. That's a shoot, and so I think what we do I think what makes us a really great tag team is that we focus on tag team wrestling. Everything that we need, neither of us hardly take a singles booking. The only time it ever happens is if the other one's not available.
Or sick.
And right.
Sick.
Yeah, that happens occasionally, right?
Yeah.
Or we, and in addition to that, when we get together, we design everything around how do we execute this as a tag team? How do we do this as a partnership? And, everything from, the moves we do to the promos we cut to the car we take to the show to the merchandise that we design. Who else has custom flasks, right? So everything we do is designed around being a great tag team. And I think that's what often is missing in tag wrestling. You get a lot of guys that are good. They're real good tag teams. I think the World of Bad Magic, for example. But they just started tagging together for the last 3 years, 2 years, whatever. They both were focused on singles careers.
Well, 2 years ago, Nathan Cross was in a different tag team.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I don't know if that was 2 years or before that, but yeah. I think that was pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
No, it's pandemic because I was there.
I think the New Age Villains.
Yeah, NAV.
I think they've had maybe 1 or 2 matches since the pandemic. They wrestled a couple times up at HVW, and that is it.
And then they were American Lucha a couple of times, but that's the last I saw.
Well, they were at Lucha when Chris and I were still tagging together.
Yeah,
I mean, that was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
See, only ones I knew of was HVW. That didn't they work Urban Combat up there with the White Claw? I think they did. They worked up there with the White Claw Outlaws and K and them. Yeah,
they may have. Rumor has it Riley Reed, maybe Ryan Riley. Sorry, Chase. Ryan Riley maybe getting back in the ring soon. So
really,
speculation.
Oh shit!
I don't know. I don't know if I don't know what the plan is, but I know he's been working out.
Okay.
Hey man, look.
He's dropping bombs over here, Mr. Mark.
Hey, look, I've been working out too. I getting back in the ring, other than with a microphone in my hand. Okay.
Right. So I don't, he may just want to work out more,
Right.
But I think, he took some time off when he got married. He had a baby, so he took some time off, and I think now maybe misses a little bit. I don't know. But
I mean, once you catch the bug, do you really, really walk away? I mean, honestly,
I just had this conversation recently. And that was kind of what I said. I was like, hey, man, nobody ever really retires.
You come back in some form or
until you physically can't,
True. Yeah. True.
And even then, some of them still come back.
Yeah.
Dude, man, listen. I brought it up. I brought up to my daughter. I was like, hey, how would you feel? Because, things are going on. Shit's changing in life. So I brought it up to my daughter, and I said, how would you feel if I didn't ring announce? Even as much. And she was like, you better not. Like, you see my girls at the show every show, man. They are freaking road warriors. They travel harder than some of the boys in the back do. They run the roads more than some of them. It's like, I'm like, all right then, no problem, baby. I got you.
It's hard to step away, right? I started obviously as a wrestler, and then at one point was looking to transition into commentary.
Right.
And I like to think that I did a pretty good job, but I just
did.
I just couldn't. A part of me was like, I'm just not ready to not wrestle anymore. And
it was you and Chase Brown doing commentary that night, wasn't it? You and Cauliflower Chase Brown did commentary.
Union was just me, solo. The night I did it was just me.
Wow.
Yep. Okay. By the way, solo commentary sucks.
Yeah. It's doable. It's doable.
It's doable. What makes great commentary is that kind of back and forth, and
yes,
so it's tough by yourself. They can be done, but you know,
I would prefer not to do that again.
It's
Yeah.
rough.
I've
It's
done
rough.
it once, and I never want to do it
I had to
again.
do it a couple times, and I feel you on it because it's
Yeah,
exhausting. You know,
I wasn't a fan of doing it solo. I wasn't a fan of doing 3-man booths.
Gentlemen, I will
3-man
be
booths
right
are
back.
popular. Yeah, I know that 3-man booths are getting to be more popular, but
Yeah.
not my cup of tea.
I hear you, but I think it gives a time for everybody to shine
Mhm.
if done correctly.
Yeah, I think
Especially because you got somebody who's doing the play-by-play, who knows what they're talking about. You get somebody who knows the history, and then you have like the color commentary. It could work. It has to be done right though, and you have to get the right
I think
personalities.
everyone needs to have very defined roles,
Mhm.
and I think that's often what's lacking. I mean, hell, you and I did a 3-man booth one time, and it didn't go well.
It was rough. It was rough, yeah.
But that was a big part, right? It was a learning experience for all of us, but also I think that was the issue, right? Is none of us really had defined roles, and we didn't really know what, how to lay that out going into it. And so we were kind of flying by the seat of our pants, and it is what it is. Didn't
But
go
like
great.
we did get into a rhythm, and I think that's when
We
things
did.
started to flow, and that was beautiful.
I mean, we had a lot of fun,
Mhm.
but but yeah. So we anyway, back to the seminar deal.
Mhm.
So Austin Aries will come in. We'll do the seminar there.
Mhm.
I always look at it. Have they been where I want to be? Have they done what I want to do? That's a guy that's been the champion just about everywhere.
Mhm.
Wrestled, in front of 75,000 at WrestleMania. If you can't take something away from that, you probably just drop down, and quit the business, right?
Yeah, I mean, just like, I don't know if you watched last night. We had O'Shea on.
O'Shea Edwards, fantastic.
Just a couple of seconds he was on. It was pretty much he put on a clinic right then and there. And it just comes back to what we usually like to talk. We treat this as a business,
right?
Are you getting a return on your investment? Especially when it comes to stuff like that. And like you just said, if you don't get anything from a seminar like that, or a talent who has brought in a crowd like that, who's worked in front of a crowd like that, what they're looking for.
Well,
what do you
and in addition to that, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think one of the things that we're doing with this seminar that's really, really cool is that we've invited probably 10 different promoters to come sit in on it and to evaluate talent there. And so not only are you coming in learning from Austin Aries, honing your craft under the greatest man that ever lived, but you're going to have multiple promoters in-house watching you do it. So, that maybe you wouldn't otherwise see your stuff. And so we go, hey man, the seminar, we made that seminar as affordable as possible. It's $40, with the idea being, at that price point, it was like, I'm going to get these promoters in here. If you get one booking off of this, you've made your money back.
Exactly.
Right. So if you come in, you learn from Austin Aries, right, which is, in my opinion, invaluable. You come in, you learn from Austin Aries. If you get one booking out of it, and I have confirmed at least 3 promotions that will be present, looking to add some more. I'm hoping to be at, about 5 or so. But if you get one booking out of that, it's paid for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a no-brainer to me.
Yes, exactly. Dude, thank you so much for jumping on. We're getting ready to take it. We're getting ready to take it home. We had a 2-hour show last night, and we're coming up on 2 hours again tonight. It's like, things got to go.
No worries, man.
No, thank you. Thank you for doing this. Just putting the seminar together.
Absolutely
fantastic. It's just, you have a mind for this business. You have a mind for passing on that knowledge to these younger guys that are coming into the business, and us old heads have been here for a while as well. You learn every day. If you're not learning, if you're still not learning, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. I would say, like, in wrestling, but also in life, right? We got to leave it better than we found it.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so, my goal has always been to leave wrestling better than I found it. If I can help in any way, if that's putting guys in a position to learn and grow, if that's providing entertainment that, whatever, then that's leaving it better than I found it. And that's kind of the goal.
All right.
Definitely.
Before I let you go, I do have a little faction that I'm trying to put together. That I've started. I think they want a shot at whiskey business. We're going to talk about that. That's a good litmus test for LAC. I was going to say, bringing it home. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man. Where are they? Where are you guys at mostly?
Virginia and North Carolina.
Okay, cool, man.
So I think we'll probably make something happen.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, we're everywhere, but we just got to get some dates lined up and make it work. I think we're pretty booked out into like midsummer.
Surprised, especially with all these title matches you guys have coming up. I am not surprised.
Yeah, but certainly we, like I said, I love wrestling new teams, and I don't mean new like they're a new team, but just teams we haven't wrestled before.
We new, so
Are they brand new?
Yeah, so let's make it happen, man.
All right, cool.
They are definitely brand new. That is.
Talk to Cole. We got some union belts. That's
some shiny, beautiful belts. I've seen them too.
They're gorgeous. I don't think we have any title defenses scheduled yet for union up until June. Of course, June we've got the Heat Seekers. So really looking forward to that.
Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's gonna be insane.
Well, there you have it. That's his schedule, ladies.
Now, are you guys booked? Are you guys booked this Friday night?
No, I don't think so. I probably should. I don't believe so, but I will reach out to that promoter.
Okay,
just to make sure because I
don't think I'm getting ready to do the rundown, and that's where
we do all of the we definitely do all their Waxall shows. They freaking love us in Waxall, or as I like to call it, Ratsall. The rats come out for whiskey business in Waxall. So we
you did not fulfill your prophecy at the last Waxall show, sir.
Just wait.
You did not fulfill your prophecy, and you know exactly which one I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't say it was going to happen that show, but
oh yes, you did. Yes, you did.
It'll happen.
I was just surprised they didn't take the microphone from me.
You should. You should. He deserves that. Yeah.
We have a lot of fun in Wax. We have a lot of fun at Lenny Boy too. But
yeah,
well,
I don't think we're there.
If you guys are take the microphone from me at a brewery, you have to bring me a beer and say, "Here, I'll give you this beer if you give me the microphone, and I'll get out the ring." That's how I'll do that.
Sometimes when Johnny is just beating the hell out of someone, I just jump on commentary for a few minutes.
I've seen that.
I'm like, yeah, he's got it.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Anytime, any chance that you can pick on Jack Wiley is a good time.
Yeah. Or Dom Douglas. That's my favorite person to pick on.
Well, yeah, I'm glad it's him and not me.
Here's little insider here, but I broke Dom into the business. I brought him in. Dom Douglas, a guy I knew from other mutual interests, and he's a performer, was an actor, musician back in the day, and I knew that he kind of missed the crowd, so brought him in, and I knew also he's a wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. So we brought him in, and man, I think he's really taken off. He's doing great. He's become the voice of XWW since I stopped doing commentary there. So hats off to him.
He's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, you got to work with him, right? You guys did Ground Zero together.
Yeah.
Yes, he's done Ground Zero. Dom and I did AWL last year.
Okay.
And dude, it was unreal. The chemistry between him and I was just.
So I'm going to pick on him for just a second. I know you guys are trying to get out of here, but I just want to share this real quick story. So I brought Dom in. USA Main Event Wrestling is my promotion, right? I own it. It was my home promotion when I broke in. It was run by Jimmy Two Times, who was my original trainer. And when he retired, he kind of passed the business on to me. And I brought Dom in to do commentary during the pandemic, right? At the so-called COVID Dome.
Right.
and brought Dom in. We had some fun. We did commentary together. And when Manny relaunched XWW, Manny reached out for me to do commentary. And initially, the people I was doing commentary with were not great. And it was a struggle. And so I went to Manny and I said, hey, man, is it okay if I bring my guy with me? Right. And Manny's like, yeah, man, that's fine. So we brought Dom in and we did the first Bojangles show. Right, Bojangles Coliseum, big show. Had Brian Cage on it, Moose on it, Kerry Morton. I mean, a who's who of absolute top wrestlers. So I'm doing the intro, right, for the show, and it's, we're here, Bojangles Coliseum, a place synonymous with professional wrestling. I'm doing this big hype, my name is Brayden Marshall. I'll be calling the action alongside my broadcast partner, Dom Douglas. And Dom goes, yeah. And just froze.
Jesus Christ.
And just froze.
Wow. Good God. Well, I promise you this. You will not hear Dom Douglas sound like that ever again.
No.
It's like it's completely night and day.
And if you want proof, all you got to do is come out. I'm going to do the rundown with your ass sitting in here because I got to go.
Listen, I'm doing it there. I'll do the rundown.
Okay, fine. Look, here we go. Look, you'll do some, I'll do some. Here we go. Wrestle Revolution.
All right. You got Cam Jackson, number one. The suplex assassin. Alex Kane, one of the top superstars over there at MLW. This match, I guarantee, is going to be entertaining.
It's going to steal the show.
Tomorrow night, Lenny Boy, be there, Charlotte.
Then this weekend, Foothills Wrestling Alliance and America Lucha present Breakthrough. Stat card, you saw some of the talent that came in last night. O'Shea Edwards is going to be there. Aaron Biggs, Audrey Allen, Christian Price, and Duke O'Connor versus Bruiser City. It's going to be amazing. Beer City Bruiser. Sorry. It's going to be an amazing night. Don't miss out.
I had a brief tag team with Duke O'Connor.
Oh. Yes.
Yeah.
Eric Young seminar is also on the 13th.
That's right.
That's from 2 to 4 in Hickory. Then also WrestleQuest. Go ahead. You can handle that one.
Follow that up with ACCW presenting WrestleQuest, where we'll see Cam Jackson and Drew Hood, maybe the two most entertaining performers in the Carolinas, go one-on-one for the Apple City Championship.
I definitely agree that they are probably two of the most entertaining people in the Carolinas.
Yeah,
420. Get ready to light it up because we're going to Matthews for the Matthews Cup. Who's going to win this tournament? It's going to be insane, but that's
a lot of people on there.
That is the 20th. Show starts at 4 p.m. And if you're like me, you'll be doing two shows in the same day because I'm leaving Matthews and I am going to Hickory for Ring of Fire Wrestling. That is the wrong fucking poster.
The wrong poster.
Yes, it is. Entirely the wrong poster.
That show, June 1st, Scotty Brooks and Frankie Kazarian.
Yeah.
That's big stuff.
Yeah. We actually had him come on the show and promote that. And apparently Ron kind of helped initiate that. So thank you, Ron.
Well, I'm the new commissioner of Ring of Fire Wrestling. I was brought in to clean up some of the riffraff.
I actually just went to the gym, worked out with Scotty Brooks. I can promise you he's taking it very, very seriously.
Oh, I am not surprised at all. And I mean, Scotty always makes sure that I have nothing bad to say about Scotty Brooks. Scotty Brooks has always made sure that I got taken care of on shows where I didn't know I was going to get taken care of or not. Scotty Brooks has stood up for me, including I've got some very nice. I'm getting ready to take one outside.
He keeps my humidor stocked.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's exactly what
the humidor connection.
It's right there.
I got to reach out to him.
My humidor is over there in the there it is. It's over there in the corner. It's a little cylinder in front of the speaker.
Yep.
That's my humidor. I now got to fix this damn camera.
Yeah, he always a good time. Always a good time when he's around. Just went to the gym. I just went to the gym with him Monday, Tuesday, something like that.
Gotcha. Well, I think we're going to be talking about their next show, which is coming up on the 20th as well, which I do actually have the correct fucking flyer for now.
Do you?
Because, look, right there. There it is.
Right.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's April 20th.
I believe he's wrestling.
It's a tag team matchup with some special implications that were signed at, I was out there to talk to Scotty about the whole Frankie Kazarian thing. Well, out comes Trey Havoc.
Yeah.
I think.
Of course. Why am I not?
Out there bumping his.
Trey.
No, it was Trey. Was it Havoc or is it Chaos?
Wow.
Who am I thinking of? Either way, this fucking dude comes out bumping his gums, okay? And he's got this chick with him.
So it wasn't Trey Havoc. No, I know her.
No, it's not Trey Havoc.
It was
Chaos. It was Trey Chaos. My bad. I called him Trey Havoc because Trey Havoc was on the show with us last night.
It happens. Synonyms. I know.
Anyway, this apparently old boy can't win a match without this broad with him. So they were like, "Oh, well, we got to get rid of the outside interference." I've got a solution, and I will be there to delve that solution out. So you will see me at that matchup. I
will say, side note though, it's a tough broad. Because I've seen her get punched right in the nose and come back to the locker room with a bloody nose.
Dude, she's tough. She's tough.
Jeez.
She's tough.
Yeah.
That ain't no bullshit. That's a hard-ass woman right there.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in for a long night. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I'm going to be in for a long night.
So what else you got going on?
The 26th, Waxhaw will be there. I will definitely be there. And I heard
Whiskey Business is going to be there. Yeah.
Jalapeno's food truck is going to be there. Bitch, I'm getting a Cubano again. Hell yeah.
Who's going to be there?
Yes. The taco truck. Thank God. Anything's better than fuckers over there last time.
Oh. I didn't get anything last time.
Dude, it took people like 2 hours to get a burger.
Wow.
That was burnt or some shit. And then, of course, we know that's coming up June 1st. June the 1st is also the Norton Lewis Memorial. That's AWL, CPW, and NCW. That's all happening down in Union.
Names. You look like Jackson, Suicide, Lodi.
Yep.
Caleb Conley and Antonio Morgan, Lodi.
The Cat.
Randy Wayne, Chase. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
The Heat Seekers and the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a matchup there.
I don't know what all the matchups are, man. I don't know anything about it. Then June the 2nd, you've got your Austin Aries seminar. June the 8th, you will find me. Actually, you'll find me there June the 7th and the 8th because
we had an extra day.
Birthday of Champions is happening. Eric Nelson. Birthday is that weekend and celebrating 30 years in professional wrestling. Look at the fucking names on this. Just incredible. Princess Victoria, Sergeant Slaughter, Jake the Snake, Sabu, Abdullah the Butcher, Demolition, Buff Bagwell, Coco Beware.
Wow.
These are people coming to fucking hang out, bro. I can't wait for this shit. I've already got, I'm going to send you later. I got the hotel room 2 nights. Yeah.
Right. You may want to get an extra bed. Get an extra bed.
Get an extra bed. Bitch, you better come up with some money. I don't do nothing for free. Justified AWL, July 13th. Details coming up, and it'll be in Union. Then we've got September already peeking around its corner. Parade of Champions for Pro Wrestling Union.
And I believe we are sponsoring.
Teaming up with, yes, we are. We are sponsoring that, and there's sponsorship opportunities. If you want to be a sponsor of this professional wrestling show, all you have to do is reach out to Pro Wrestling. Guys, thank you all for tuning in. Brayden, thank you for being here. David, you did the thing. You handled it when I had to go away for a few minutes. I'm so proud of you for being able to do it on your own.
The show actually got better for about 30 seconds.
It did. Yeah. It was great. I liked it.
Yeah,
Lorenzo took over. Even it was great.
Yeah. That's awesome, guys. It's been real. It's been fun. Hell yeah, it's been real fun. And you know what? We'll see you
at the Indies.